Coach Brittany and I have released our first book, Don't Make Noise, Lose with Poise. It's all about teaching kids how to be resilient and mentally tough, and we're incredibly proud of this book. Check it out on Amazon, and it's linked here. And now we have our Hooks and Turns series, all 5 individual videos that we did into one long form video so that you can watch them one right after another and learn the proper progression for hooks and turns. The first thing I want you to do is get a ball and get on land and work on pivoting, okay? Now, you notice I have the ball straight with my ball arm out this way. Imaginary defender is here. I'm gonna be up and into them with my forearm here. Notice right angle with my off arm, not up at the neck, not down here, right here pushing into the midsection of my defender. I'm leaning on my right leg if I'm left-handed, leaning on my left leg if I'm right-handed. So I'm leaning, all my weight is on this right leg. I'm right over top of it in my split egg beater, like I should be, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is just like in basketball, I'm just gonna pivot around in a circle and pivot. Circle, I'm in the exact same spot I was when I started, and that the other way. And that's because when you do a hook or a turn, you want to stay in the exact same place. So you practice it first like this. So when I hook my guy, I'm going to stay in the same place. One of the mistakes I see players make is when they do hooks and turns, they fall out of their hook and turn like this, or they fall out of their hook and turn like this. They start walking away or moving away. So this will help you practice staying in on your man when you do your hook and turn. Here, in. Do the land first, and then come in the water in the shallow end if you can. We're gonna do the exact same thing in the shallow end. Take the ball away, imaginary defender here. I'm leaning in, forearm in, right here in on my defender. And all my weight, if I'm left-handed, is over my right leg. If I'm right-handed, all my weight is over my left leg. The arm with the ball in it is straight and away. My defender's here, the ball is straight and away. So now, once you're in that position, we're gonna do the exact same thing we just did on land, and we're gonna go around in a circle. And we're staying in on this pivot foot. My pivot foot is my right leg if I'm left-handed. Now, if I went around in a circle, I should be in the exact same place I started from. Sometimes I liken it to those little pointy things with the pencil in them that draw the circles. What are those called? Compasses? When you stick the pointy end in, the pencil draws a circle around it. So your foot is that pointy thing, and the outside leg draws a circle around it as you lean in. Look how I'm leaned in. Now I go the other way. Look how I'm leaned in, leaned in, leaned in. The whole way, boom, I freeze. Now we're gonna take this exact same thing and we're gonna do it in the deep end with our egg beater. Follow me. So now we're in the deep end. I get in my split egg beater. I'm here, and I'm gonna go around, leaning in, leaning in, leaning in, long and low with the ball, long and low, and then the other way, leaning in, long and low, leaning in, leaning in. There we go. We started with our hooks and turns, working on land, then in the shallow end, then we took it to the deep end, worked those 3 things, and now you're ready for an actual defender to put it all together. I'm gonna ask Coach Brittany to put her left hand on me, like she would if she's playing defense, and to kind of simulate that she has her hips up. Perfect. So this would be hand on, hips up defense, where I can't hook anything because there's nothing for me to grab. So that's where I start. Get right here. From there, Coach Brittany is going to play lousy defense. She's going to drop her hips, all right? and she's going to walk straight in front of my face, just like that. To the point where I feel her stomach on my off arm that I had there. So now try that again. So start here and then walk straight in. So now I feel her. Okay. The rule of thumb when you're doing hooks and turns is you don't want to fight the momentum of your defender. So whichever direction she's going, I'm going to push her along her way. She's coming this way in front of my face, so I don't want to try to push her that way. I'm fighting her momentum that way. If she's coming this way to try to take the ball, okay, now move back a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take this arm, I'm going to replace it on her lower back, and I'm going to hook and turn. Turn, turn, and turn. I do 4/4 turns when I work on this. I'll explain why later, but 4/4 turns works well. Don't feel like you have to do the whole turn at the same time. Do a little quarter turn, a little quarter turn. So let's watch that again. So I go up and in like I'm pressure passing. I got nothing right now, but then she drops her hips on me. I don't want to fight her momentum, so I replace on her lower back. When you're practicing this, get a good hook, okay? Get around her as much as you can. Then turn, 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 and turn. That's one. Now, the other scenario, instead of her coming in front of my face, now she's going to come, drop her hips, go behind my head, and I'm going to do the strong side turn. So let's watch what that looks like. She starts with her hips up. I got nothing. Then she comes in, stop and freeze. Now, which way is she going? She's going back behind my head. So now here, I come from here, and I wrap around. Get as much as you can. Get as much as you can. If you can only get this, get this. If you can get all the way around, look at that, get all the way around. And now I'm going to help her along the way. Turn, 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 and turn. Try that one more time. Up and in. Drop your hips, walk behind my head. I feel her. I wrap, lean in, turn, lean in. Turn, turn, and turn. So work those two on land. And next episode, we'll take it in the water. We're building. There's a lot to this. Go slow. Build it up. Good luck. We just did this on land, and now we're going to do almost the same thing in the water. So I'm going to come up and in. Remember, when you have a defender guarding you and you have the ball, you go up and in every time. You don't know what they're going to do yet. They may have their hips up, like she has her hips up now. In which case, I can't hook and turn her. The only way I can hook and turn her is if she drops her hips. Okay, but I don't know what she's going to do yet. So before I know what she's going to do, I go up and I jam into her. So that's why this is important. Now to start, I want her to have my partner with their defense, with their hips up. That's how she starts. And I go up and in. Now, similar to how we did this on land, she's going to drop her hips and walk straight in front of my face. Okay? She's doing what we call dummy D. Okay? She's just a body for me to work on my skills. So she's not trying to steal the ball from me or do anything. She's just letting me practice right now. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, partner.
Okay, so better.
When she walks straight in, I feel her midsection on my off arm. So remember, what's the rule of thumb? I want to help her along the way. I don't want to push her this way. That's fighting her momentum. I want to work with her momentum. She's going this way. I feel her stomach on my arm. I'm going to replace that arm on her lower back, and I'm going to do 4/4 turns. Quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn. Are you in the same place you started? You should be, right? You got to do a pivot like we talked about in the earlier episodes. Again, if you haven't watched the first two, watch those so you can pivot correctly. So that's the first part where you're doing a reverse turn. Now we're going to do the strong side turn. The reason I do the reverse turn first, I think it's a little bit easier. We go up and in. Okay. Then she drops her hips and plays bad defense. Now I feel her on my arm, and I wrap her around as much as I can. Now remember, she's not trying to take the ball from me. So I can just try to wrap her up really good. And I go 4/4 turns. Am I hurting you?
No, that's great.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a little detail on this one. Push the ball in the direction you're going when you do the quarter turns. Ready? Push it. 1. Push it. 2. Push it. 3. Push it. 4. So work that in the shallow end with your partner so that you can really understand how to do hooks and turns before you take it to the deep end and have to deal with your egg beater and all that, because it gets a little more challenging. How do I start all of my progressions? I got to go up and in. She's going to catch me hand on, hips up. That's how we're starting. Okay? So I'm reading the defense. Right now, there's nothing I can do to hook and turn her because her hips are up. Right? So now she's going to drop her hips and move in front of my face so I feel her midsection. So I replace, quarter turn. 1, 2, set the ball down. 3, 4.
That was fun.
You like that?
That was fun.
Then, up and in. Drop her hips behind my head for the strong side hook. 1, 2, 3, stay in. 4, this is the tough one to stay in. The strong side turn is the one that everybody wants to lean out of.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why those early episodes are so important, because they'll help you stay in on it. Make sure you stay in on that strong side turn. Don't lean back.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned too in the other video, watch the other video, is the you push the ball forward, because if you hook me and you leave the ball behind you, it's very easy for the defender to steal. But if you're pushing it ahead, it actually makes it harder for me and easier for you to move.
Yes, exactly. So if you find the defender being able to get the ball, 9 times out of 10, it's because you're not pushing the ball in the direction that you're turning. Same thing if I'm doing a reverse turn. If I just leave the ball out here, see how she can get it? But now watch if I move the ball in the direction. There's no way she can get it because I'm keeping the ball in that line through our heads really well. So yeah, great point. So now, once you've done the dummy D, up and in, strong side, up and in, reverse. Now we start to get to have some fun. Now what you're going to do is, I'm going to go up and in. She's going to start hand on, hips up. Then Coach Brittany, at a certain time, whenever she wants, she's just going to try to steal the ball. She's going to go over top, on the side, just whatever she wants to do to try to steal the ball. She doesn't have to play good defense or whatever. And I have to read her and make the appropriate hook and turn. Meaning if she jumps this way, I got a reverse turn. If she jumps this way, I'm going to go strong side. And so I have to practice and use my instincts. All right, here we go. So we're going to go up and in. Drop your hips. Okay, so what did she do? She jumped to try to steal the ball in front of my face. I replaced, and I moved. Let's try it again. Big up and in. What did she do that time? Tried to go behind my head. So I grabbed her, hooked her as much as I could with my off arm and did the strong side turn. So then you're just going to play. And sometimes she'll steal the ball. That's okay. You're developing your instincts. Don't expect your instincts to be honed. Sometimes you're going to do this, and you're going to get the ball stolen. So what? Keep working. Your instincts will get sharper and faster. You got anything to add?
That was awesome.
That's good.
That's a great
That's
drill.
good. And we'll keep building and refining on this. Ask me questions. If you have questions, start from the beginning and try this stuff out. If you know how to hook and turn, there's really no way they can steal the ball from you.
Yeah.
It's
a
very,
weapon.
it's a huge weapon for the offensive player with the ball. And it makes them think twice when they try to go for the steal, because you can hook and turn and then attack the goal. From Shaquatics Water Polo, I'm David Farkas.
I'm Brittany.
Thank you.
I'm the dummy D.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.